What is shaking? You know how we like to do it. You know how we like to. We know how you like. Okay, let me 3, 2, 1. You know how we like to do it on a Monday. There you go, nice and smooth. We like to talk to our friend Brent Jones, number 84 in the program, number 1 in your hearts. There's a bunny. She's come to listen. Lou's come to listen. They want to know what the hell happened to the Niners yesterday. So, before we get to that, though, hello, Brent. How are you?
Thomas, great to see you. You know what I've realized? I don't like talking about losses. It's not as fun.
They're not as fun.
No.
Not as fun. Well, let me ease you into that because I got a couple things I wanted to run by you first. Are you if the food drops on the floor, pick it up and eat it guy?
Probably depends on the food, but probably so, yeah. Much to the chagrin of my wife.
I'm total drop it on the floor and eat it guy. It doesn't really, unless it's like sawdust or I'm in a barn or something like that. And look, I'm talking at home. I'm not going to be at a public restaurant dropping stuff on the floor and picking it up and eating. Okay, I do have my limits. Okay, and that's where I draw the line. Somebody else's foot walking over the space where my food just dropped and picking it up and eating it. I mean, who knows where you've been? You could have been on one of those.
You could have been anywhere.
You could have been walking through one of those theaters on O'Farrell Street. I don't want that on my chicken quesadilla. No, I'm gonna bypass that. Okay, are you once the milk hits the expiration, I'm done with it guy?
Oh, I am not, but my wife absolutely is. I'm like, that's
is she really
advisory rule?
Thank you. That's what
I keep telling her, Deanna. Like, if it's cereal, it doesn't go bad. It might go a little stale, but they just do that so you keep buying more. Don't fall for that trick.
Don't fall for the okie doke. Don't fall for the okie doke.
She's always falling for it.
My rule of thumb is if it's within 5 days of the date, because I always feel like the date isn't you have to drink it by that date. It's they have to get it out of the store by that date. So if they got to get it out of the store by let's say the 21st.
Yep.
I got to have 4 or 5 days to drink it. But I mean, the ultimate test is a smell test. You just smell it. It smells sour. Although I will tell you one kind of funny story. It was last week, and I poured myself a bowl of cereal in the morning, and I ate the whole bowl of cereal, and it tasted fine to me. I was like, oh, I didn't even think anything of it. I didn't even look at the date. Didn't smell funny. Didn't taste funny. And then later on that evening, Weston went to get some milk, and he smelled, and he goes, oh, my God. He goes, this milk is sour. He goes, it's awful. I go, what are you talking about? I go, I had some this morning. I had some Captain Crunch berries. I go, it's fine to me. He goes, well, come over here and smell this. And I smelled it, and I was like, oh, my God. It didn't smell like that this morning, did it? So my question is, there is a possibility, isn't there, from the morning to the evening,
for sure,
it can go bad. So, I might have caught it just at the tail end.
Right before
it went sour.
Kicked in, before it completely went sour.
I'm
probably more of a 2 or 3 day guy. I probably don't push the outer limits like yourself, but everything else.
Are you still a milk guy? I still drink milk on cereal. I don't really drink glasses of milk. But I still go through. We still go through a gallon of milk a week here at the Tolbert household.
We do too, and I don't kind of consider myself a milk guy, but I find ways to drink it, whether it's cereal or I'll have a scoop of peanut butter. And man, nothing else in your mouth if your mouth is kind of stuck together with peanut butter, works. Milk penetrates that.
You go straight scoop.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Never done that. Wow. Protein boost.
All right. Now in a weak moment, have you ever bypassed the spoon and just stuck your finger into the peanut butter?
I have not, but there's been a moment where all the spoons are in the dishwasher and I'll pull out a knife and do it. And in the weakest moment, I'll grab some of Dana's honey and gushing on there and have a little peanut butter and honey at the same time, and that's like a snack. Now, if you see me, I get yelled at. But
okay, have you ever pulled this one off? Have you ever drank the milk right out of the gallon?
Once or twice.
Come on, everybody's done that. Everybody's done that. If you would have said no to that, I'd have been okay. Next thing you're going to tell me is you never peed in a pool.
Yeah, no, I've done the milk jug every now and then.
It's you feel bad doing it too.
You do, but there's a sense of freedom.
There is a sense of freedom, although here's the worst part. If you because the perfect swig of milk, you don't want to ruin a cup, but the perfect swig of milk is like if you put an Oreo or two in your mouth. Like you don't want to eat an Oreo without milk. I mean, you got to have milk. I got to have milk. I don't need a lot of Oreos, but if I do, I'm milking it up. So I was like, I don't want to get a glass of milk. I just got 2 Oreos. So I stick both the Oreos in my mouth. Look around the corner, make sure no one's there. Take a swig out of the jug, and it's perfect. Put the jug back. Now, the worst part is if I get some like Oreo around the ring, then I gotta empty the jug now. I'm like, okay, I gotta go buy a new gallon. So I've kind of perfected the art of tipping the jug, but just 2 inches away. So it's kind of like and then I just put it back in there.
That's a skill set for sure.
I still don't think the family's digging that. Like if they walked around the corner and saw that, I don't think they're like, "Hey, good, you at least you're doing that." So thank you. It's not great. It's not great.
Build your immune system. That's how it has to go.
Yeah, you know what? You got to do what you got to do, right?
Eat dirt.
Eat dirt and rub dirt on it. All right, let's get to the game yesterday. I said before the Arizona game even that 3-1. I think they're in a good spot. I still think they're in a good spot. Purdy didn't play well yesterday, but to me, you turn the ball over 4 times, you give up a special teams touchdown. Hey, Brent, we got to go 1 week without bringing up special teams.
Wow, look at that. I was thinking about that.
So much fun, and now we don't. And we don't have to dwell on it, but they suck, period.
That was pretty much thought. Our punter gave a great effort, though. Like I was the whole time he was running, I was like, don't pull your hamstring. Like, dude, he's gonna score.
I was like, downshift, you're not catching him.
Yeah, please don't get hurt. Everybody else is hurt.
Please don't get hurt.
My gosh. It was frustrating. I felt like we didn't have our A game. With our quarterback. Brock was a little off. Do I feel like his toe was great? No. You know what happens if you can't push off, you're always falling back just a little bit, and that accounts for a high ball in my personal opinion and everything I know about throwing the football.
Well, Bergie said the same exact thing.
Yeah, and it's just you just kind of can't follow through. You can't transfer your weight correctly, and for all the crazy people out there, Mac Jones probably was less healthy than Purdy, but maybe not. It's not perfect time for a short week. But Purdy had a couple touchdown passes. Give the guy some momentum. Give him a break. He had 16 pressures against him. It's not like we'll get to the offensive line in a minute, but you can't have 6 or 7 drops and take all those drops away. If Kendrick Bourne catches that pass, he's going to score. I can tell the angle of the safety, and I can tell the angle of Kendrick Bourne. Catch the ball. That's a touchdown. We probably win. We get away with another game victory in a game that we didn't play great, and we're 4-0. But he dropped it, and he dropped a few others, at least one other, and it kind of felt like everybody else. Like, you got to help your quarterback out.
Yeah.
So it wasn't great. Offensive line. I don't want to say I'm concerned, but I'm starting to be like, we're not meshing correctly.
Yeah.
And maybe the Jags defense is better than I thought they were. I thought they were pretty good, but I didn't think they were great. there were times yesterday they looked pretty great. A lot of pressure, creating turnovers. It feels like we can't get past 3 yards of carry. We've got one of the best backs in the league. And I remember there was one good play where we had a big hole open up and McCaffrey gashed him. And then it felt like there wasn't a whole lot else to talk about run game wise. And so we've got to get that push, get that going, maybe be a little bit more stout at the line of scrimmage, pass rush. I mean, yeah, they have some good players, but you know, if you're going to go to the Super Bowl, we're going to have to, or go deep in the playoffs, we're going to have to address that, and it's going to have to come together. And it's feeling a little out of sync to me. What do you think?
Absolutely. That's the one thing that I really kind of talked about yesterday. I look at you're down 4 turnovers to none. You give up a punt return, and you have a chance to win the game.
You almost lose that game 100% of the time.
You almost lose that game 38-10.
Yes,
100%. You get killed in games like that. You don't hang around in games like that. Etienne had that really a big run at the beginning, but after that, they put together 270 yards of offense, about 5 yards of play. So the defense, I thought, hung in there and played really well under the circumstances. They didn't get any pressure whatsoever on Lawrence when they did. He burned them. I don't think they came close to getting home. So they're going to have to work on that. But all those things, and that being said, they hung in there and they had a chance. I'm with you on Kendrick Bourne. I thought he had a chance to score on that. That wasn't the only one he dropped or the receivers dropped. And Purdy wasn't great. You're right. He was high. But I think all that is, you know what? Okay, Pearsall's coming back. Get Jennings a couple games, get in the groove. Give him and Bourne a couple games. A month or so, Ayuk will be back. Probably take him a couple games. But just hang in there as best you can until everybody gets back. Kittle's going to be back, which will be big.
Yeah.
But the one thing I worry about is the running game. It's like, okay, it's 4 games now. And they had one game against the Saints where they averaged 4 yards a carry. And it was just over 4. It wasn't like a monster game. McCaffrey, I don't think's ran over 70 yards in any game. I think it's maybe in the low 60s is high, 50s is right around 50 most games. He's catching the hell out of the ball. He's scoring via the pass. He's making an impact in the passing game. But this is Kyle Shanahan. This is Kyle Shanahan's MO. This is the personality of a Kyle Shanahan team. It's dominant defensive line, dominant offensive line. And the defensive line takes a hit without Bosa. But the offensive line, Trent Williams has lost a step. I mean, it's clear this year. You watch him play. Yeah. He's just not the same guy. But you know what? How long was he going to be the same guy? At some point,
let's face it.
Right?
He's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely.
And he's to keep playing at this age. But yeah, it's kind of the first time where you've seen a few cracks in the wall.
Yeah. So I'm with you, Brent. I mean, that's longer than I wanted it to be, but the running game's a little bit concerning right now just because that's how they win football games. When they're really good, they can run the ball. They can run the ball when you know they're going to run the ball. I mean, remember that NFC Championship game against the Rams? They came out and just gashed them, and the Rams knew they were going to do it, and it was 6 yards, 5 yards, 8 yards, 11 yards, 4 yards, 5. I mean, they just gashed them down the field, and they haven't done that once in 4 games. So I'm with you. That after 4 games, I think you start thinking, are they going to be able to run the ball this year? Because they're really going to need to.
I agree. And so I've spent a lot of time looking at Christian, and so I've seen what he's doing in the pass game, and I'm thinking, okay, is he not hitting the hole hard enough? Is he missing reads? Is he what is it? And really, I don't think it's him at all. I think he's still Christian McCaffrey. And you see it highlighted in the passing game for sure, where he's get some space, but he's not getting space, not getting holes created, not getting forward push momentum. There's been bits and pieces, certain not as much yesterday, but in other games, it's like, okay, here we go. Now we're going to get it. And it's never sustained. And that's starting to be a concern. I mean, you have Christian McCaffrey back there. Everybody's going to always respect the run, but you can't win games and get to the level that this team wants to get to and aspires to get to with 3 yards a carry, with one of the best backs in the league. Something's not going well.
I'm gonna check real quick here and see if I can find this out.
Well, I thought you were going to FaceTime McCaffrey and ask him what's going on.
Let's find out. So rushing offense, rushing attempts per game, rushing yards per game, yards per attempt is what I want to see where the Niners are at, because they're usually in the top 5, if not top 10. I mean, top 10 minimum. Top 5 usually is yards per
bottom 5
carry. Baltimore's still there, 6.2. That's where they usually are. The 49ers are 31st.
Ooh.
3.3 yards a carry, just ahead of Cincinnati, just behind Pittsburgh, and surprisingly, 29th is Philadelphia. Wow. Now, I would have never guessed that, but they're, I've seen Philly play most of their games now. Their offense isn't a well-oiled machine. They're kind of not a low-key mess offensively, but they're 4-0. They're just find a way. But I'm sorry. I would go as far to say this. Niners, they're 3-1 right now. They won't even come close to making the playoffs if they're at 3.3 yards per rush at the end of the year. That's not winning recipe for any team. It's certainly not a winning recipe for this team.
Yeah. No, it's certainly not to win. If you could just say, hey, well, we're the best pass blocking team in the league, so we'll give it up on some of the run stuff. That's never the case, and that's certainly not the case here. And so we have got to solidify, get those guys in a groove. Maybe some of them are banged up. There's always something going on with everybody along that line. But, man, we've got to mesh and make it work and be like a well-oiled machine and maybe start creating some explosives out of the run game, because we're not really getting any.
Yeah. Just one of the comments on here, Sharon wanted to know about preseason, and like a lot of people don't play during preseason, and we've talked about this. You really don't start looking like yourself until October. This is an extension of preseason, which is why I said 3-1's really good. And it's a nice jumping off point into the season where everybody kind of gets lubed up a little bit. She mentioned Kansas City plays their guys during preseason. Not a lot, but they play them. And Andy Reid has a different philosophy when it comes to preseason. How do you feel about that? Because some coaches go one way and just don't play anybody. Some kind of mix it up, and then some kind of try to play as many guys as they can. I know Cincinnati did something different this year and played during preseason. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to find out if that really worked or not, because Joe Burrow got hurt, but they did win their first 2 games. So how do you feel about preseason and cohesion and that right balance between – because here's my mind, Brent. If you're going to get hurt, you're fucking going to get hurt at some point, okay? Let's just get ready for the season and get out there and practice hard. And if you get hurt, it's football. Like, it happens. But if I'm going to spend my time protecting you and not getting ready for the season, I don't know if I believe in that philosophy. I'm more of an Andy Reid type guy where guys are going to play and get ready.
Yeah, I think Sharon makes a good point. I'm in that camp as well. And you don't have to play guys a full game, but a quarter and a half. I mean, you have to work on your communication. You have to know aiming points. You have to know where you're hitting a guy on a double team, and are you getting on the guy's hip, and where's your teammate coming out. There's so many different points of communication throughout an offensive line. And we have talked about this in years past, that the real football and guys starting to get in football shape doesn't really start happening until October, in my opinion. And teams look rusty. And you certainly can look across the NFL and see teams that look rusty. And from an offensive line, from a run game perspective, we haven't put it together yet. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to start. I'm sure there's some internal focus on that. I'm sure Kyle's more than firing up the guys to start, getting off the ball, working together, creating some holes, and getting one of the best backs in the league more than 3 yards a carry. I mean, it's not okay. It's not like we're breaking any news here. I know internally they're very well aware of it, but it's something that can't continue to exist, or like you said, we're going to be not happy toward the end of the season.
Yeah. And I think it'll be interesting because I'd have to go back and look at the first half of the Seattle game, because I've talked a lot about the red zone troubles, because they stink in the red zone too. I mean, they're moving the ball. Their yards per I think their yards per play is 12th on offense, 6th on defense. So like they're doing, like, the offense is okay, but it bogs down when it gets to the red zone.
Yeah.
The running game isn't very good at all. In fact, it stinks. But I think a lot of that is George Kittle. I mean, you take Kittle out of there, and I thought about the red zone a lot, how this guy is so big in the red zone. Not only a big target, he's just big because he can block as well, and he gives you that extra dimension of having an added offensive lineman. But they gives you an added offensive lineman no matter where you are on the field. So the fact that they don't have him is big, and I got to imagine their running game will improve. How much, I don't know, but will improve as soon as they get him back.
Well, I think it will, and I really do believe that. And like you said, in the red zone, you're going to have to be able to run the ball in the red zone, just to keep teams off balance. And it hasn't been there. And then what happens if everybody starts realizing you can't run the ball that much? Then they start playing off, and maybe they don't bite as much on the play action, even though Christian McCaffrey's back there, because they say, hey, well, it doesn't matter because there's line can't block. And so you start playing more for the pass. Maybe you put in an extra nickel man, and that people start daring you to run. I remember we had that one year, like I said, people were playing us nickel and dime on first down. Like, okay, these guys can't run. And we couldn't, and it really hurts the passing game. And in the red zone, you need half a step on a guy, and you need a guy to step up. Half a step up on a play action can be the difference between a touchdown and a sack. And so we don't have all those things yet at our disposal. A big part is George Kittle. Let's face it, because he's a weapon both in the receiving game and in the run game. Play action works better. All these things, but we're missing Ayuk too. Our guys are banged up. Our quarterback's coming off his toe. Our wide receivers can't stay healthy. My gosh, wouldn't it be great to get some guys healthy? I actually thought Demarcus Robinson was going to make more of an impact yesterday.
Yeah,
he did. He's coming back and getting his feet wet, but I think what the average fan doesn't realize, when you haven't played a game for 3 or 4 games, man, it's not that easy to just come back and be in sync. You're just maybe a half a step slow. You're not in the right spot. Maybe you aren't getting off the ball as well. It's so minute, but how many times do you see somebody come back after they've been out? Brock Purdy. I mean, there's cobwebs because you haven't been playing every day, and it goes away. After a week of not playing, you kind of lose your, hey, I'm in game shape edge, and I know what's going on, and I'm anticipating, and I'm seeing things. I kind of feel like you're out more than a week. You start to just incrementally gain a few cobwebs, and you don't see guys that are out, come back and have monster games. It's very rare, because it's just not happening. Even great players.
Yeah.
It's just not quite the same.
Just takes you a minute. Doesn't matter what sport it is.
Yeah.
The timing, it's just everything. Just a little, you're a little off. And that's what guys are when they come back. And that's what Purdy was. The one thing I'm curious about Purdy is, and there were reports that, he talked to Shanahan after the game last night and said his toe was bothering him. And I thought once he was back, they were good to go. And this isn't something you want to, he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. And it's just interesting that I don't know if he did something during the game, they didn't think he could re-injure it, and he did. I don't know. or it's just natural soreness from having an injury and kind of working your way through it. That I don't know, but it is a little concerning to think, well, God, he might be here for one game, then have to miss another game. And yeah, it's a bye week, so it's short this week, but then you're going to get some extra rest on the backside. But that was a little concerning because I thought, oh, he's good to go now, but maybe he's not.
I think with the 49ers, we can't assume anything when it comes to health because it's
that's a good point.
We can't catch a break. Like, are you kidding me? We've got a waiting line at the tent. Like, holy smoke!
A waiting line.
I don't even know what to say. At some point, you're like
serving 742.
Yes,
742.
Yeah, no, it's just,
there you go, ding.
So frustrating, but yeah, no, I'm right with you. I'm a little concerned. I'm not throwing in the towel, but I'm like,
yeah,
we can't catch an injury break. We have a short week. Hopefully, we can get everybody healthy after the short week, but that none of that accounts for the fact that we have a huge division game on Thursday.
Bigger concern for you moving forward, is it the running game or how are they going to generate some pressure on the opposing quarterback?
Man, that's a tough call. In my heart, I believe we'll figure out the running game. I really do. I'm not so sure, and we talked about it last week, Robert Saleh is going to have to manufacture pressure, and it's going to have to come from somewhere. And it didn't come from anywhere yesterday. And so we're going to have to take that one under further notice. So if I had to say it's getting pressure, I kind of feel like the line's going to gel together. Maybe it's 2 or 3 weeks, but at some point we're going to be running the ball better than we are now. I'm not so sure that somebody's going to step up out of our current group of people and saying, hey, I'm the man. I'm going to step up for Bosa and I'm going to create havoc for the opposing quarterback game in and game out. So I think
this
that's
stat. I'm reading this stat from per Matt Mayoko. The first time they've had no sacks or no QB hits since 2015. It's been 11 years since they haven't had a sack or a QB hit in a game.
Wow.
That's impressive.
It's impressive, and yet that's a brutal stat for where we are right now.
It is definitely a brutal stat. Here's the thing, too. They're 3-1. They haven't won the turnover battle in any game. They've tied twice, and they've lost twice. They've turned the ball over. Brock Purdy has turned the ball over 8 times or 4 times, 4 interceptions, I should say. He's got at least 1 fumble that I know of. Yeah. I love it that, and then I just brought that up because, usually when you lose a turnover battle 2 games and you're tied in the other 2, you're probably not going to be 3-1. So again, when we said they were kind of dancing in between raindrops the first 3 games of the season, that's what they were doing. And they finally got wet yesterday. So, like I said, 3-1 is still feels pretty good. Feels pretty good to me.
I went to bed last night kind of mad thinking, okay, we probably didn't deserve to win, but Kendrick Bourne, you got to catch that ball. And and we win the game, is in my opinion. We're going to win if that happens. And so I hear all these things like, oh yeah, he's working on his connection with Purdy, or our receivers are working on their connection. It's like, no, dude, like you've been playing football your whole life. It's a ball going right into your hands for a touchdown and you dropped it. And it's other guys like, yeah, it's not your connection. It's not, yeah, you're off your spot or marked by a little bit. It's like, it's football. Catch the freaking ball. We win the game. It's just like a kicker. Kick the ball through the uprights and we win the game. And so sometimes there's too much fuzziness to all the stuff going on out there. You run a route, the ball's going to be in your hands. It's at this level. Catch the ball, score the touchdown. Sorry.
Simple.
Like
It's
not,
simple.
because I feel like everyone's falling back into, we didn't play very good. We had 4 turnovers. Like when it's 4-0, you lose.
You lose.
Up a touchdown on special teams, one of our favorite things to do.
Oh, yeah, we can do that with the best of them. They can do that with the best of them.
It's like there's other stuff to talk about, so we can't blame it just on that.
Exactly. It's still kind of fun, though, for nostalgia. Although it's never nostalgic because they never go too far between fuck-ups, so it doesn't feel like it's in the past and it's nostalgic. It feels like it's always right here in front of us. Like, give us a couple weeks. Yep. We'll even say that's nostalgic if you give us 2 weeks.
Give us no
special teams screw ups.
It's really
I think everybody knows.
Give us a couple weeks. I mean, at some point in time, the stars are going to align, and the other stars are going to be back in the huddle on the field. And if we can just hold out, just win another game, we're gonna be okay, I believe.
Yeah.
This injury bug has really gotten crazy. But at some point in time this season, we're gonna be healthy, and we're gonna say, oh, let's go win it now with the team that we got. And I think everything's gonna be good. And so, all things considered, I'm thrilled that we're 3-1, but I'm just a little pissed that we're not 4-0.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think everybody that listens to me or has listened to me knows how much I think of Purdy, how good I think this guy is. I love the fact that he's a little bit of a risk taker. He's a gunslinger. I'd rather have that than, a check down Charlie where a guy's not going to put it into danger or not throw it someplace that may be a little dangerous, but you reap the rewards when it's complete.
Yep.
That being said, 4 interceptions in 2 games is 4 interceptions in 2 games. And I don't know if he has to recalibrate his risk assessment, but some of them yesterday, one was tipped. I get that. And the toe, I'm sure, had a little something to do with it because he was throwing it high. But again, I like the risk. I don't know where my risk level is because I like some risk. I guess I like the risk, except when it turns into a turnover. I guess that's the easiest way to put it. But of course, nobody likes that. Nobody wants a turnover. They all like the risk without the turnover. But where you at with him? Is it maybe, does he force it a little too much, or should he check it down a little bit more? I'd hesitate to say that, Brent, because I like the way he plays. I like the way he throws the ball down the field. But I do know that 4 picks in 2 games, like, you can't keep throwing 2 picks a game.
No, he cannot. But I'm more in the, I'd rather gunsling it. I think that maybe he's not accounting for the fact that, we don't have all our guys back and healthy. He needs a healthy George Kittle. That threat. And Tom he's made some really nice plays. I mean, I really like him, but it's not the same as George Kittle. Ayuk back, even 85% Ayuk is going to be great. We've got to get everybody else full speed. Ricky, he's banged up a little bit, and so we get everybody back, and Brock's toes okay. I think that it feels like sometimes we're trying to make, I don't want to say excuses, but we have reasons for everything that happens. But at some point, we can't throw interceptions. At some point, we might have to take the check down. I'm as big a Brock Purdy fan as there is. But, personnel hasn't necessarily been on our side yet this season because of injuries. And I think sometimes you have to take into account who's out there, what's going on. I mean, Kendrick Bourne's been with the team for a couple of weeks. Demarcus Robinson's been in his first game. Like, it's probably not the time to take really big risks with guys that aren't maybe fully adjusted to the offense.
And I have seen this out there, and somebody brought it up on one of the comments. And trust me when I say this, I do know. I'm not going to say I don't know a lot. I do know a lot. I do screw up a lot of things too. Do I know everything? Absolutely not. I do know this. There will be no QB controversy this year. Brock Purdy's the quarterback. Okay,
Yeah.
it's never going to be. Should Mac Jones be starting?
No.
Ever? Read my lips. There will be no new taxes. Okay, and Brock Purdy will be the quarterback of the 49ers this year.
Read
that
my
I can
lips.
read my lips.
I mean, you can't micromanage every game and do the overall analysis. It's not right. It's a waste of time. I can give you a list of several other premier NFL quarterbacks that didn't look so great yesterday.
Oh, absolutely.
So
or from Rafi Palmeiro.
Oh my
I
God.
did not do steroids while pointing at the camera. Bold strategy.
They did him.
Bold strategy for a guy that absolutely did steroids, which was great. Okay, I didn't make much of Cohn and Saleh. I thought it was stupid, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm Saleh, I probably don't say, yeah, it's legally stealing. I mean, you know what you're doing. You're trying to stir up shit, and you're saying they're kind of on the edge. Maybe they're cheating, but you throw in the legalese so you could like have it. Look, I said legal cheating. What are you talking? It's like it just there's no reason for him to say that unless he wanted to get under his skin a little bit. And I know he was up for the Jags job, and then Cohn took it, and then I didn't want to take it, and then came back and took it. So still. But if you're Liam Cohn, you won the game. Like, what do you got to come back and circle back for? Like, just walk off the field. I thought it was funny that Saleh said, "I'll end your fucking life." Is like, does anybody really think he's gonna go kill the guy? Like, it's the last time you saw a coach kill another coach after never. I mean, although Jim Schwartz wanted to kill Jim Harbaugh.
We've both seen a lot of coach killers. But not each other.
I may have played with one. May have played with one. Now, yes. I think Schwartz wanted to kill Harbaugh a few years ago at the end of the Lions Niners game.
Of course he did. So did Pete Carroll back in that SC.
Yeah.
Dude, what's your deal?
What's your deal?
What's your deal?
But it's never ever happened. Did you make much of that? I was like, whatever. It's just kind of it's kind of stupid. Whatever.
Actually, it would have been cool to see two coaches go at it. I don't think any guy named Liam is going to end up on the winning side of a fight. It's just my gut. I just had to throw that out there. Name a guy named Liam that is a badass. I haven't come across one, but
I don't know. There's some pretty good Irish boxers. I bet you I could find one.
Okay. Well, I just have never met
one.
So I was going to go with Saleh in a.
I would too.
TKO. Yes. But it's just players do it all the time, and somehow there's some history there. I don't know what it was, but for me, when I see stuff like that, it's part of the amusement. I'm like, oh wow, cool. So let me check out the video. It's just more amusing than anything else because nothing really comes of it.
Yeah, there was. I saw the video. I was like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
I wanted a little bit. I wanted a little bit more.
To hold the other guy's back. I wanted at least a charge or something.
Did Walsh ever have a rivalry with anybody? Any of their coaches?
Oh, I guarantee he did. Because of the genius.
You think other coaches thought he was arrogant?
Monitor, it was a smug, big. Yeah. It was a big deal.
Was it
with some guys? Yeah. I guarantee you. Let's see, Mike Ditka wasn't a big fan. Obviously. Let's see. I guarantee you there was a lot of respect by a lot of coaches, but there were some guys it bothered. Sam Weiss wanted a piece of Bill more than anything because I think
did he really?
Because he was kind of the understudy, and
that's what I thought. Yeah,
Brown family where Bill had kind of trained under Paul. That it was there's all kinds of backstories there. So that.
What about Glan? I'm guessing Glanville wasn't a
Glanville. I'm trying to think if Glanville and Bill had matched up. I know we met Glanville in 89. I think that was George or 90.
Okay.
And so I was just trying to, but yeah, Glanville would have been a guy.
I know Weiss couldn't stand Glanville.
Well, yeah.
Remember he onside kicked it? They were winning by like 1,000 and he onside kicked it at the end of the and then kicked a field goal.
What's your deal?
Well,
I love the what's your deal. That's just one of my favorites.
What's your deal? Oh, that's hilarious. All right, before we go
speaking
ahead.
of what's your deal, how did the Chargers lose yesterday? I didn't get to watch much of that game.
Well, I mean, they're missing both their tackles now. Slater was out for the season, and Alt got hurt yesterday, so he's out. Hampton ran pretty good, but they kind of got after Herbert a little bit. I mean, that's really the best part of the Giants.
Is pretty good.
Yeah, the front four of the Giants, that's probably the best unit on the squad. And then Dart was fine yesterday. Like, he didn't do anything special, but he ran.
Yeah.
He didn't turn the ball over.
He didn't throw 12 checkdowns.
He did not. He ran a lot, though. He ran it a ton. I don't know if
that's not a prescription for good health in the long run.
No, not yet. But for a young guy, still kind of learning. Like, I'm sure the game was moving 1,000 miles an hour for him. So, he was okay. Did I learn a lot? Not really, because he didn't throw it. There wasn't a lot of timing stuff. Malik Neighbors blew his ACL.
He didn't throw any darts. He was more darting in and out of the.
You're a big fan of the puns, aren't you?
I love the puns. Like, you know what?
I know you do.
I hadn't really thought of it. They just kind of come in the moment. And I'm like,
I know they do.
And
then because I was watching that game, and then I watched my fantasy season end as Malik Neighbors blew his ACL out.
Oh, ditto. I didn't watch it. I heard it on the radio. I was switching back between the almost amazing comeback of our Ryder Cup team and
NFL. God. If you're Henley, how do you leave that putt short?
That's when it all started to fall. Like, yeah, I was dropping our friends off at the airport and I heard that and I was like, come on. I didn't see it, but I heard it and I knew you couldn't leave it short. But I'm still a little riled up about the old captain's agreement from 1979. Hey, our guy can't play, so we'll each get half a point.
Me too.
What the hell is that?
Yeah, we get a point then. Sorry.
Yeah, a full point.
Sorry. My guy's at the tee. Where's your guy? He's not here.
At least
that's a DQ.
Point. Your guy didn't show up, or he is hurt or scared or whatever. But that's not there's no gentleman's agreement there.
Yeah, like, why do you get a half a point? I mean, no. Or if we don't get a half a point, then you don't get a half a point. Like,
so I was most upset about those were the three things. I was furious about the half a point. I was mad at Kendrick Bourne, and I was furious on the Upton Stout interception. Those are my three riled up high blood pressure moments of the day. There was no way that was pass interference.
You don't think Upton Stout grabbed his jersey?
A little tiny grab.
I thought he did the Ricky Bobby slingshot engage.
It was that bad.
No, okay.
No.
Okay.
I mean, do you know how much hand play and grabbing there is out there? And it was a little. I'd call it a tug instead of a pull.
I'm not sure what the distinction is.
Oh, a tug is just doink. A pull is like, come on.
It's like one a misdemeanor, one a felony. Like
exactly.
Okay.
Those were the things that had my blood pressure going yesterday. So,
okay, feels like the tug you got to pay more for. I'm not sure though.
Yes. We're not talking Cleveland Browns though.
Let's jump around a little bit. What really kind of the thing that got me yesterday was this: as there's 3-3-1 teams in the NFC West, there very easily could be 2 and a 2-2 Rams team coming into Thursday. Man. If not for Adonai Mitchell, wait, I thought we'd stop this. I thought we'd clean this up in the NFL. Enough people have seen these idiots before they cross the line, showboating, or showing someone the ball or, hey, mom, look. And what did he do? Adonai Mitchell had it. He's going in for the touchdown. Turned around to show the ball. Ball slips, goes out of the back of the end zone, and the Rams get it at the 20. Like, literally. Like, you can't be any dumber. Now, I don't want to say he's dumb. He could be dumb. I don't know him. But that's a dumb. That is the peak of idiocy, doing something like that on the football field. It's unbelievable.
Agree. That would have been my fourth high blood pressure moment of the day, but I just saw the highlights later on. So I was mad, but I was like, I just knew the Colts lost. And then I was like, that and freaking leaving the wide receiver wide open by 50 yards or something.
You know how many guys they had on the field for that play, right?
No.
10.
It looked like 6.
10.
Wide open as he was.
And one guy fell.
Oh, jeez.
So they had 9.
Like in the Colts, shockingly, the Colts are not bad. I don't know how.
I know.
Danny Dimes and I guess they have some good offensive linemen. And I didn't know much about them going in this year, but somehow they keep winning. Although, of course, not yesterday because of that great dumb play.
Yeah, I had 2 of them. So you get the one, you take a touchdown away from yourself.
Oh, yeah.
By doing something incredibly stupid. And then 2, maybe the Rams go down and kick a field goal. Maybe they don't know. But you decide, like, hey, let's go 10 and 11. And then a timeout, too. They could have called the timeout and rectified that. Nobody noticed it. And then the guy trips, and Tutu Atwell goes 89 yards for a touchdown. So it's like, oh man, you guys, because I watched a lot of that game too. I was gonna watch the Ravens and the Chiefs, and that game got out of hand, so we went over. We're watching mostly Rams. The Ravens may have a problem too.
Wow,
like they may have a now. I know they got a Chiefs problem. They don't beat the Chiefs, but good grief, they didn't look good at all.
Are the Chiefs better than we think? Xavier Worthy's back. Rashi Rice back, what, in another week or 2?
Yep. I think so.
Man.
Let me see. I want to see.
Looked okay yesterday.
I mean, I just want to look so I can get this right, because I don't think they ran the ball from what I was watching yesterday. They didn't run the ball at all. Derrick Henry, 8 for 42. Justice Hill, they ran the ball for 150 yards. So when they ran it okay. But Mahomes was pretty good, 270. They don't beat the Chiefs.
Yeah.
What else do we have going? Raiders. I mean,
oh, man,
I mean, another field goal block at the end of the game.
That was. I have to say, I laughed. It was amusing.
Gino not getting it done. We went over the Chargers game. Eagles are just lucky. I thought I heard a stat somewhere. They got like 0 yards in the second half or -2 yards, something like that. Like, is that even possible?
I don't know.
But they didn't move the ball at all. Well, they got outgained 370
and saw Saquon just kind of getting nothing. And man,
Brent, they got outgained 376 to 200. 200.
Yeah, you don't win a lot of games with 200 on offense.
Well, I guess you're -2 in turnovers. That didn't help the Bucs. Titans are just God.
Oh,
bless Titan fans.
Because I thought the Texans were almost every bit as bad in the first half.
Oh, Texans are dead. That game was terrible.
Unwatchable. I watched it for a little bit and I said, there's no way I'm doing this.
Unwatchable. I did this. I shouldn't even tell this joke, but I'm going to tell this joke because it's funny. Because it's not a joke. Look, I don't feel this way, but every once in a while, I like taking a little shot at somebody. So I told Haley was down there watching the games. It was me, Weston were down there watching the game, and Haley came and was watching the game. And it just so happened that as she came down, the Titans and Texans are playing. It was like 6-0, 13-0, something like that. And just to kind of get her blood to boil a little bit, I go, Haley, this game is awful. I go, you know how bad it is? I go, they're letting a girl call the game. She got so mad at me. She goes, really? I go, Haley, I'm kidding. I go, obviously, I don't know if it was Pam. I forget who the announcer was, but no, she does a good job. And then, like, I've worked with a female announcer before, but I knew that would get her, and she just was like, really? I go, really? Look at this game. I go, you kidding me? And she's like, you know what she did? Went upstairs.
That's horrible.
She left. Now, I couldn't tell that one to my wife. That would be the dad.
I did listen for a little bit, and I think I recall that. I think it was Beth Moen, and she's fine.
Beth does a good job. Yeah, Beth does a really good job.
As a joke, that was a good.
It was a great joke. I thought it was a fantastic joke. Yeah, I thought it was a great joke. I think Beth does a lot of the Raiders preseason games, if I'm not mistaken. But
stripes. But yeah,
did you watch any of the Steelers game?
You know, it's so weird because having the ability to watch any game and getting mad at one or locking in for another, I did because I thought they were going to run away with it, and then the Vikings kind of came back, and I had turned it off, and then I saw the Steelers win at the end. But it's interesting. Aaron Rodgers has been solid, maybe not spectacular, maybe at moments spectacular, but
yeah,
they certainly have given him plenty of time. I mean, I'm kind of surprised. I kind of feel like that's one of the surprise teams right now.
I do too. I feel like I'm like, how are these guys going to keep this up? Like they're the Steelers are the one team. I'm like, God, that balloon's got to pop at some point, doesn't it? Maybe not. Tomlin just wins. I give Tomlin credit.
I'm a Tomlin guy, so
yeah, he just wins.
You know what? You get momentum, and then you kind of start thinking you're better than you are, and then everybody on the team thinks you're better, and then all of a sudden, poof, you're better than you should be.
Yep, irrational confidence.
There you go.
Irrational confidence. Yeah, I still think kind of the feel-good story of the year is the Colts at 3-1. Although you could put the Jaguars in there too at 3-1. I mean, both those teams were 3-1.
I didn't see it coming on the Jag side, and it's so weird because I feel like Trevor Lawrence at times has all day to throw, and it's like, where's he throwing it to sometimes? And I don't know if he threw for $175 or something against us and a touchdown, but man, if we had that much time, we could throw for 200 yards.
Yeah.
Man,
I don't know. I can't even lift my arm over my head.
How they win. These next 4 weeks are going to start to tell the tale, and I think you're going to start seeing teams maneuvering. Some teams are going to get on a roll. Everybody's going to, now preseason's over. The real season starts this next week.
Yep.
So we're going to see, because it's going to change for a lot of teams, good or bad.
Yeah, close to 25% through the season. I think the Eagles are due for some kind of regression because I don't know how they keep winning. Everything else, I don't know if there's any more surprises. We all knew the Saints would stink. Yeah. Panthers bad. Giants we thought would be bad. So I don't.
Did we know the Raiders were going to be this bad?
I thought the Raiders would be a little bit better.
Me too.
Or the Ravens. Yeah, the Ravens are probably the biggest surprise in terms of record. Like, I still think they're going to turn it around because as much as I like Tomlin, I still think that team's due for regression. You have no Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, and you have Joe Flacco leading Cleveland. So I still think that division is wide open. We're only 4 games into this thing. And Baltimore still has some stuff to figure out. I don't know if I'd make them favorites to win the division right now, but I wouldn't make them a big underdog. I tell you that.
No, we got to have our Week 8 recap and see who's a pretender and who's starting to turn it around and going to be on, because I think that's when the the real momentum starts building and teams are meshing, guys are coming together and they're playing well or they're not. And it's at that point, it's really tough to all of a sudden, be one of the regressive teams and bootstrap yourself back up into a realistic run in the second half of the season if you're regressing over these next 4 weeks.
No,
outside of injury, of course.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And actually, I think I would make the Ravens favorite to win the division. Now that I think about it. All right, brother. I know you got to run. You got a phone call, so I always appreciate your participation on a Monday, and enjoy the week. And we'll look forward to doing it again next Monday.
It will. Let's get a win. We'll have 4 days to soak it in, create some really great perspectives, some humorous insights, and I don't want to live with a loss to the Rams for 4 days.
No, I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody does. You want to be able to say same old Rams.
Yeah, we say same old sorry ass Rams. That was awesome.
Sorry.
Remember that?
Same old sorry.
Who said that? I forget now.
I don't know, but I think it was part of your era.
It was my era. I'm trying to think. Like we beat them like 19 times in a row at one point.
Is that what it was?
Yeah. Was it Gary Plummer? It sounds like something he would say. Steve wouldn't say that.
No
Jerry
way.
Wouldn't say that. Who else? I'm just trying to think of who would say it. Yeah, Plummer would say it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll have to get the quote. It's out there in the internet verse. We'll have it.
Old sorry ass Ram.
Such a great line. It sounds like
such a great
he would certainly say that.
That might have predated Cross. I mean, that might have been after Randy Cross, though. Because I want to say that the Rams were at least decent back in the early 80s.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I heard? This is a scoop. South Lake, Texas. I heard the great Jim Everett moved here. Somebody saw him down at one of the restaurants. Said he moved here. Jim
or Chris?
Jim.
Oh,
wise guy. Don't do that. That's unfair.
You don't remember the Jim Rome?
Of course I do. Of course. I was like, no, Jim.
I bet you won't say it again. I bet I will. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, it didn't look great for it. It doesn't look good for. It's so funny, but it didn't look good for anybody. It didn't look good for Jim. Didn't look good for either Jim. To be honest with you, yeah.
It was lose-lose.
It was lose-lose. We got to laugh about it, though, so that was kind of fun.
We did. Who knew?
By the way, before we let you go, how'd your football team do this weekend?
Oh, South Lake dominated again. We're on a roll.
Did they?
Yeah.
Do you have any decent teams left on your schedule?
I mean, I hate to say this because I don't have a kid on the team, but no, they're probably not going to get tested till the playoffs. So much like the Niners, we need to keep our guys healthy. No injury.
Keep your guys healthy.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Tell Dan and the family that I said hi, and we'll look forward to doing it again next Monday.
Thanks, brother. It's always great time.
All right, take it easy, brother.
See you, brother.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, we will. It's so funny. I just saw that up there. Call me Chris one more time. Okay. Bet you won't. Bet I will. It's just such a shit show. An absolute. There it is. An absolute shit show. And again, I think if you asked both Jims, I don't think anybody's proud of that moment. I don't think they're proud of that moment at all. And for those that don't remember it, Jim Rome would call Jim Everett Chris or Chrissy on the radio station. So he came on the show and basically Everett said, I bet you won't say it to my face. And he goes, I bet I will. And then, well, he did. And then Jim got up, Everett, table goes flying, and Rome goes down, and Everett's on top of it's just like, what are we doing? Really, what are we doing? Just that was a mess. So, yeah, I know it's 2:00. She's like, yo, What do you get? What do you got here? What are we doing? Okay, so tomorrow, I believe we're going to have Dave Fleming on. And Dave Fleming will talk about the Giants. Bob Melvin getting whacked today. We'll get his thoughts on that. I don't really have a lot of thoughts on that. I think Bob Melvin is a really good manager. Maybe Buster wanted his own guy in there. Anytime you get a new guy running the shop, you want to get your own people in there. So I don't know who that is. I don't know what he saw in Bob Melvin that led him to believe he needed a new manager. Either that or he just felt like he needed a new voice. But it wasn't like his voice was that stale. He'd only been there 2 years. Usually that's like 8-10 years. Like, okay, we need a new guy. 15 years. The voice is getting stale. The message is getting stale. It's only been there 2 years. So I don't know. I know Bob Melvin can coach. It wouldn't have surprised me if they would have brought him back. Doesn't surprise me they're letting him go. So we'll get Dave's thoughts on that. Gets Dave's thoughts on the Giants season, the Giants moving forward, and the baseball playoffs. We got the playoffs starting tomorrow. Is this the best month of the year, or is like May, June the best month of the year? Like playoffs. I guess it depends on what you like. If you like playoffs, then maybe May, June, because you get golf. I think the Derby's in there somewhere. Maybe it's actually a little before that. But then you get NBA playoffs and Stanley Cup playoffs, and baseball started. So it's like sports every day. Right now, you get baseball playoffs, college football, pro football, and then the NBA is going to start. Oh, hey. Looks like everybody's signed. Not really. Not quite. Who was it? Melton and Peyton II signed. Peyton, and then they got to wait for. I don't know. And I guess they want to sign Seth too. The Curry brothers. Oh my God. Now that's like the true Splash Brothers. Actually, the real Splash Brothers are Clay and Steph, but those are like real brothers. So there you go. So hopefully this Kuminga thing will end by the end of the week. We can talk about that on Friday. But Dave Fleming tomorrow. And then Thursday, Berg's going to come out on Thursday. We're going to do a fireside chat and do a little post game after the Rams game. So that'll be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to that. It'll be dark out here. We'll have the fountain rolling with the fire on. That'll be nice. So, and then we'll have Michael Myers will be right there. Be kind of a spooky post game show. So that'll be kind of nice. Yes, the Golden State Warriors. I said the Warriors used to have the death lineup. Now they got the near death lineup. So it should be exciting. We'll see how it goes. So join me tomorrow, will you? When Dave Fleming joins the show. Appreciate you guys joining today. Like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. What does this say? Oh, hey, I got a meeting tonight. I also got to get Camila from school in about a half an hour. So like, subscribe. That would be much appreciated. The Bay Area Sports Collective. BASC.com if you want to go check that out. That has a page there. It has all the shows there. Lund's show, Rod Brooks, Amy G, Affelt, Paulie and Tony. Did I say Lund? If not, Lund. So go there and check the Bay Area Sports Collective out as well. And Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, wherever you get your podcast, blah, 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 blah. I do this apparently once a month. Actually, it's about once every 2 months. So, I probably should get better at that. Anyway, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow. Dave Fleming talking Giants baseball and baseball playoffs right here on the Tom Tolbert Show. Thanks for joining. See you.